See, no, I love this as well. You just mentioned Celia, because for the wedding episode, you've brought back some old favourites.
Yeah.
You've got Celia, Maura, Colleen as well.
Sisters.
Your sisters, yeah.
Fantastic, all my sisters, although that last one, we only found out that she was a half-sister from some message in a bottle under a monument that was dug up or something, and I'd like to check her DNA. She's a bit of a Fruit Loop, and I'm not sure that she's part of the family.
Yes. I tell you what, I would actually like a big reunion with loads of the old faces brought back, because I do remember the first episode of Home and Away years ago, and I was reading through these notes, I was like, 25 years ago.
25 years ago.
No, I'm not that old.
lifetime.
I'm not that old. But you're not the first Roo either, are you?
No, I'm not in the second Roo. The first Roo, Justine Clark, who I know very well, and we do play school together with this children's show at home. She's got blonde hair and brown eyes, and I obviously evolved when I went to New York to discover myself, and I've come back with blue eyes and brown hair.
You can get away with murder.
Anything.
You say that after 25 years, you are still as proud of it now as you ever were, if not more.
Possibly more so, Philip, because, you know, a soap can't stay in a prime time slot for 25 years if it stands still.
Yeah.
And we've continually reinvented ourselves, and technically now the show is superb. The way it's shot, the lighting, it's lit like film now, and it really looks good. If you could just get rid of a few of us, it'd be perfect.
Yeah, it'd be great. Just shoot the set.
I do remember that. I mean, you were only signed up originally for 3 months, weren't you?
I wouldn't sign for 2 years. When they wanted everybody to sign on at the start, I thought, don't be silly, I'm doing a movie here and a mini-series there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't commit.
And then
for 2
you
years.
realised that you were going to be on a beach pretty much continuously. You thought, oh, actually, it's not too bad.
No, with my skin, beaches aren't good.
No, he's as Irish as they come, isn't he?
But, you know, doing things all around the country and living out of a suitcase, doing films and stuff on location.
Yeah.
And then that first 3 months, I was able to sleep in my own bed every night and live in Sydney.
Nice and steady.
Yeah.
It was very seductive.
Yeah.
So,
Would you have believed if they said to you then, after 3 months, you'll still be here in 25 years?
I would have laughed my head off.
Yeah.
Would you?
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't have believed it for a second. Although, it was a lot of fun to do, and we had a terrific cast originally. Some of these blowings just, you know, brought the tone down a bit.
Yeah, lowered the tone.
True that you will haul an actor in if they're late.
Oh no! Look, a long time ago, I've mellowed.
Have I heard this story?
I've mellowed, Philip.
I would.
A long time ago, when people used to, you know, recidivist latecomers.
Yes.
I'd say, look, you know, just come here for a minute, mate. There's 100 people standing around here, either cast or crew or whatever. And here in the studio and on location, and your lateness affects all of that.
Yeah.
Now, some people think it takes a little bit of talent to act, but it takes no bloody talent to tell the time. You great galah!
No, it's good because there's a tone that he sets of, you know, there's an expectation, and there is but I mean, it's like, you know, there's no excuse for bad behaviour. It doesn't matter what your pay packet is or whether you're employed.
I'd love to know about, there's been quite a few names on the show, like Danny Minogue's been on it,
Liam
Melissa
Hemsworth.
George. Were any of them late? Did any of them feel the wrath of you, Ray?
Oh, I don't think so. Danny lived in our house. I mean, our characters, my house, when I was married to Judy Nunn before she went to that big soap opera in the sky. And Danny was in our house, and Danny was lovely, you know, and you still keep in touch every now and again and say hello. She's fantastic. Who else did you say?
Melissa George.
I did stuff with Melissa, but I didn't have a whole lot to do with her, so I wasn't aware of her regular habits.
Okay.
Let's hope she wasn't there.
You knew Chris Hemsworth well, though. Chris Hemsworth was in
Hammer was great, yeah.
Hammer.
It's funny that he's playing Thor, and Thor's thing is a hammer.
Yeah.
We used to call him Hammer.
Isn't it funny?
That was his nickname before any of that happened.
Isn't that
on the
funny?
show. Yeah, I don't know whether it was the Hemsworth, the Hammer, so anyway, yeah.
And so is this quite a nice new perk to be sent over to the UK to...
it's very interesting.
Sell your show for the 25th anniversary and, you know...
Philip, it is a new perk, and I can't work out why it hasn't been happening for years.
Although sometimes I've noticed that you come over, Ray, and stay, because I did see you in Priscilla in the West End a couple of years ago.
I'll apologise for that performance right now, Jenny. No, look, I loved every minute of it. It was one of the highlights of my life to be able to do a musical in the West End. For a guy that can't sing or dance, to be offered a musical in the West End, I thought was wonderful.
We should stay, because they're performing at the end of the show as well. So
Great.
Can I tell you what was funny? He came back with glitter still on his face. He still had glitter on.
Are you saying I don't
That was
bathe?
his excuse. That was his excuse. That's something you'd quite like to do. You'd like to have a play in the West End, wouldn't you?
Oh, I would love to. I do a lot of theatre at home, and I've done a lot of musicals, and I do a lot of straight plays. So, yeah, I mean, it's such a great environment here, and the theatrical environment is alive and well.
She is very good, and she can sing and dance, unlike me.
I can.
Yeah.
Guys, it is a constant pleasure to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Home and Away, weeknights at 6:30 on Channel 5. And we'll
Yep.
see whether or not the marriage
Good
does
luck with the
happen.
wedding.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.